if I traded it all, if I gave
Welcome back, everyone. My next guest has been with me a few times now. I have with me Jessica Corral, and she is the owner of Head Farmer Recruiting. Please tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and welcome back to the show.
Hi, Carol. Thank you so much. It's great to be here with you again.
Talk to us about what you do.
Okay, Head Farmer is a local boutique recruiting firm. We only place here locally in Arizona, in the metropolitan Phoenix area, and we have two primary specialties, which is corporate accounting, corporate finance, and then information technology, IT positions.
Okay, you looking for people?
Always.
Let's talk about
quality people.
Go talk to them.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, our specialty is really for those that have the expertise and the certifications to back it up. And so I think the message I was really hoping to drive home today, Carol, is, you know, when you're a quality employee that recognizes the talent you bring to the table to your employer, you don't want to necessarily wait until you're forced to go out and develop a relationship with a recruiter, right? Just like similar to needing to hire a doctor. You don't want to wait until you're necessarily sick to walk into a good doctor and say, Doc, what medication would you prescribe to me? Just like with your career, you don't want to wait until your employer is having a forced layoff or getting acquired to say, oh, hey, who are the quality recruiting firms out there in my market that are in my niche area that I should have a relationship with? You want to know those folks before that time comes. You want to have the relationship and the solid network to know that you can rely on them and that you trust their network. So
sure.
Yeah, so when the opportunity comes up, they're calling you saying, hey, Carol, I know that you're probably pretty satisfied with where you are. However, I heard your company might be becoming acquired. I have another opportunity. You might want to hear about it.
I'll tell you something. I wouldn't know why someone wouldn't want to do that, especially in the way that people can lose their jobs, just like that. And you might think that you're in that comfort zone, but you know what? You're not.
Well, and that's the thing. And us as a recruiting firm, we're kind of behind the scenes, flying under the radar, becoming privy to that information before it even happens. Oftentimes we know that the pulse in the market is a company is going to be acquired, or hey, there's a new company moving to town. They're going to be building out their corporate accounting department or their IT department, and they're going to need to hire qualified talent. And maybe that company is around the corner from your house, or maybe that opportunity is a manager opportunity and you've been kind of sitting at that senior level and you're ready to take on a leadership role, but it doesn't exist where you are.
Okay, so do you do consultations with your recruits? Is that how I say that?
Yeah, with candidates.
With candidates, that's the right word.
I would say yes, we do consultations and we offer support continuously, career support, guidance. Oftentimes we'll sit down with a candidate and they'll walk us through their career progression and they'll ask us, hey, how do I get to the next level? How do I make myself more marketable? What am I missing? And sometimes it's a technical aspect of their skill set that they're missing. Sometimes it's a certification or a degree. And we're getting the requests from the client base that is asking for that particular background, so we can offer them the guidance. Hey, you may want to go back and get your master's, or hey, you may want to go and test and become a CPA, because that will really round out your marketability.
Let me give out the phone number. It's 480-214-9704. Their website is hfrecruiting.com. Now, can you help anybody from anywhere in all of Arizona?
Well, or
is there certain areas?
We specialize in the metropolitan Phoenix area. So
okay, that's pretty much all. Yeah.
For the most part, right? Phoenix, the East Valley, Chandler, Gilbert, Tempe, Mesa, the northern part of Phoenix. But mostly it's the metropolitan area, and that seems to be where majority of the employers are.
Okay. So what are you seeing in the market? What are some of the recent trends?
We are seeing companies that are looking for people that are always, I mean, some things never change, right? Driven, motivated, willing to work hard. I think I would say one of the biggest things is someone that can roll with the punches. You know, it's been a turbulent time. You know, we've come out of a recession. Companies have done more with less. They're looking for people that can bring the right attitude and really fit into their culture. As companies continue to evolve, it's a question of, are you a future leader for us? Can you bring something to us that we don't have?
So you're looking for resumes?
Always, yeah. We're looking for resumes, and above and beyond that, I would say we're looking for relationships. I mean, sure, we take a typical recruiting approach. We'll post an ad and have candidates apply, but I want to know you if you consider yourself a top performer in your specialty, accounting, finance, and technology, and you maybe are missing a little something and you want to hear about it out there in that marketplace.
480-214-9704, HF for headfarmerrecruiting.com. Okay, I love it. I know what you do. But also, people need to know that you've got people all the time that are contacting you, telling you, we need to fill this position.
It happened just before I walked in here.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I got a phone call and someone said, hey, we need to hire an accounts payable manager, and right before that was an accounting manager. And so oftentimes these are positions that never even make it to the market. My client actually even said to me, I'm not going to post this job because I don't have time. I need to tap into your resource. Who do you know with this skill set that you can send my way immediately?
And you want somebody that's going to stand out with you.
Yes.
And that's somebody not only with some of these qualifications, you want to be the squeaky wheel, right? That gets oil. That's who you're talking about.
We want to know the people who think they are at the top of their game, who consider themselves to be talented beyond, your average person. When you look at yourself compared to your colleagues, you think, I bring a little something extra to the table, whether that's your technical skill set, whether that's your attitude, your desire to contribute to an organization, your ability to think outside of the box and come to the table with ideas when there's a problem. Companies are looking for companies that can help them elevate, employees that can help them elevate to the next level.
Is this not the perfect time for them to call you?
It's the perfect time. I mean, the unemployment rate is low in Arizona. Companies are hiring. More companies are moving to Arizona than I think they ever had before. We're pretty adverse to natural catastrophe. We're seeing a surge in technology companies. We're still kind of that mid-tier sized home for employers. However, companies are moving subsidiaries here and offsets of their companies all the time. Big Silicon Valley technology companies, they're moving a portion of their workforce out here. Phoenix is booming. It is our time. And so if you are someone who considers yourself a top employee, then yes, we want to know about you.
480-214-9704 is the phone number. It's hfrecruiting.com. So then the industries that are hiring are who?
Well, it's across the board. I mean, we're seeing a nice increase in technology companies. Manufacturing is still a pretty predominant industry out here. There's your small, mid-sized companies that are here. Healthcare is big. Healthcare is a very growing, rapid industry here in town. Biotech. There's a lot of startup companies that are coming to town as well.
Well, tell everybody also why it's so important to use a headhunter such as yourself.
Well, I think going back to the point I made earlier, we oftentimes hear about opportunities that are never mainstream, known to the general marketplace. But also, I think above and beyond that, it's the sniper approach that we take to really get to know our clients and what their need is, and also our candidate to ensure that it's going to be the right fit. I always say in my world, 50% of what I do is making the right technical fit. Are you able to do the job? Do you have the skill set that the employer is looking for? The other 50% is, will both parties be happy? Will, the manager and the employee be a fit? Will culturally it be a fit? And we can privy you to that information prior to you knowing what it's like applying.
Real quickly,
Yeah.
What are some of your general resume tips?
General resume tips. My biggest one, keep it simple. People overcomplicate their resume with a lot of words and a lot of paragraphs. I recommend bullet points to the point. I want to know what company you work for, what that company does, what your job title is, how long you've been there, what your primary accomplishments are, and your day-to-day duties. And then the other thing I would say is at the top, I would recommend putting a core competency area. A lot of times companies will use applicant tracking systems and they'll match it by keywords to make sure your resume is a fit. So if you're a technical accounting manager with financial reporting skills, you want to have financial reporting kind of spread throughout your resume so that it's obvious and it gets picked up in the queue. But keep it simple, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. Beyond 2 pages is typically, in my opinion, way too much. I don't read them.
Their phone number is 480-214-9704, hfrecruiting.com. And real quickly,
Yes.
tell them again tell me your greatest weakness is what you say. Tell them.
I love this question. It comes up often in interviews. My greatest recommendation is give them something technical in nature that's true and obvious, but not necessary to get the job. So, for example, let's say you're an accountant and you don't have your CPA, and a CPA is not required to get the job. Tell them you're interested in pursuing it. It'll show your desire to grow and stretch yourself.
She can help. And guys, don't wait. This is the absolute perfect time for you to call. Her number is 480-214-9704. Again, 480-214-9704. I'll do it again. 480-214-9704. It's hfrecruiting.com.